video may contain content parents may find unsuitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, it's podcast time again, and welcome one and all to my weekly podcast. I have some stuff to get to real quick before we really get started. So I just wanted to kind of get this out of the way. It's why I made the thumbnail what I did. So there was a stream. It was a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet stream, I believe. And during this stream, we got to talking about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and how a lot of us feel it was a bit rushed. It came out a little too soon. Could have used a little more polishing, right? And there was a staunch defender of Pokemon Scarlet in the chat who kept trying to refute our claims by saying, that's normal for games to have a bajillion game-breaking glitches in them when they come out and be fixed later. It's like, no, that's only become normal since DLC became a thing. Games didn't used to be full of game-breaking glitches. Like, I understand that no game is perfect, right? Right? No, there's no game that is going to have absolutely no glitches in it whatsoever, regardless of how much testing it goes through. But a lot of the glitches that you find in older games are things that you have to kind of do on purpose. Like, it's really difficult to just accidentally encounter a glitch that's going to mess up your game or change it in any way, or in any meaningful way. So anyway, so I was talking about what ended up happening was I talked about how Pokemon has been sticking to these holiday game releases for quite a while now, right? They make sure that they get a game out almost every holiday season, whether it's a side title or a spin-off or whatever. They make sure that the holiday season there's something Pokemon to put under the tree for the kids, right? And because of that, Pokemon has kind of, like I said, gotten into this mode where they kind of rush things, I feel. And anyway, so I talked about how if they delay a game, it throws everything else off. The release of the new anime, the release of the new trading card game sets, things like that. And the guy's like, well, the next set isn't out until July, so that wouldn't affect anything. And I'm like, there's no way it's in July. The next set's coming out really soon. And he's like, no, and I'm like, listen, I work in a shop that sells cards. I know what I'm talking about. And he's like, well, so do I. I work in a card shop. So that got me thinking, well, maybe he does know what he's talking about. Maybe I'm the one who's mistaken. So I went and asked, right? I asked my sister because she does the ordering for us at the card store or at the anime store. We sell anime primarily, but we sell cards too. Anyway, she does her ordering, and I asked her, when's the first Scarlet and Violet set coming out? End of March, not July. End of March. So when this guy said that the first Scarlet and Violet set was coming out in July, help me out.
So that was a fucking lie.
Yeah, that. Anyway, so anyway, so the most recent set, Crown Zenith, is not a set. It's like a it's a it's a specialty set. In other words, Crown Zenith has no booster packs that are just individually set up for retail sale. It has no booster boxes. It's just packs inside of specialty product like Elite Trainer boxes and like pin collections and other V boxes, special, only those types of products have Crown Zenith packs in them. And Crown Zenith is a set that's mostly just reprints of stuff that already existed in Sword or Shield. So it's really not even, it's just a fancy fan art, or it's an alt art reprint set. is all it is. It's just alt art reprints of cards that have already been released for the most part. So anyway, so that's not, it doesn't even really count as a set. So when I said the next set is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet,
You're right.
yeah, thanks. Anyway, so yeah, the next actual set for the game is the Scarlet and Violet first set, and it comes out at the end of March. If you see it before then, it's because Walmart and Target broke street date, and maybe GameStop. Anyway, I just wanted to get that little correction out of the way. Like I said, it might have been an honest mistake. He might have gotten something mixed up, just like I did. But like I said, I kind of, I wasn't like absolutely right, but I was still right. It ain't no July release for that set. And even if it was, they've still got a new anime coming up that they got to get ready for. That's going to hit Japan way before it hits us. Pokemon anime's always been way ahead. So yeah, they're right now they're just doing a thing to kind of tide them over until they get the Scarlet and Violet anime going, and then they're going to be going in on that super hard. So anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's get to podcasting, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and invite my guests into chat. Get the music going. So yeah, sorry that I kind of started on that note, but like I said, I just wanted to get it out of the way. Hello.
Hi again.
Anyway, the Pokemon Crown Zenith set, or specialty set, it's not like a regular set, has actually been doing really well up at the store. We ordered in 6 cases of the Elite Trainer boxes, and we're down to just over 1 after 2 days. So it's been selling really nicely, at $50 at ETB too. So,
yeah.
So yeah, not bad, not bad.
Also, I might or might not be able to make it to Minecraft because I am shiny hunting pink urchin in Pokemon Violet, and it is going extremely horribly.
You're hunting a pink urchin. Got it. All right. Anyway.
I hate these fucking watchfuls, man.
They should have made it shiny pink, because it would be a pink urchin.
Right.
Anyway.
I'm just...
Hey, Caps. What's up, my guy? Anyway, I had a little mini rant / correction at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah. Hopefully that rant won't come up again.
Yeah, well, like I said, I just wanted to set the record straight. I'll probably also apologize during my Pokemon Scarlet and Violet stream, or better yet, figure out which stream that happened in and just put a comment on it that explains
one of the
what
Scarlet
happened.
and Violet streams, I know that.
Yeah, it's one of my Scarlet streams. Anyway,
one of the previous ones.
Yeah, it's one of the previous ones that all happened in. But anyway, I don't think it wasn't the Krogan one. I think it was the one before that. Yeah. So you got all the. So you said you got an Iron Hands, a Volcarona, and 2 Larvitar. Oh, you mean you got an Iron Hands, an Iron Moth, and 2 Larvitar? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Anyway.
If he's making some of those raid ready, I can give you a few pointers on what moves you can give him.
Alright, anyway. And I can give you a few moves on what pointers to give them. Ha ha! Anyway.
In reverse.
Oh, man. Anyway. Goodness.
I even tried for a shiny,
Iron Moth, not hands. Oh, you had Iron Moth, not hands, not Iron Moth, not Volcarona. So you got Iron Moth, and then did through time travel shenanigans went and caught its future self, and then or its past self, and then
yes.
and then went and did the 2 Larvitar. Okay, got it. So.
Also, I tried shiny hunting Belly Bolt in a Belly Bolt outbreak with electric sandwich power, and what do I get instead? 2 shiny Golducks, full odds.
Those shiny Golducks are fucking stalking us, man.
Right.
What the fuck?
I'm
Shiny
so-
Golduck's like, why doesn't anybody want to hunt me? I guess I'll just randomly show up during other shiny hunts. Jeez.
Right. I'm starting to have an aching hatred for Golduck now.
I should go check out the far west of town?
Oh yeah, Cap did mention something new that came up there.
Something new, you say? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well...
Man, Watchwolves infest the fucking beaches like fucking flies.
They infest the beaches like flies. Well...
They just...
They have apparently learned the move infestation, then.
Right. I wish there was like a
How should I handle this?
Pokemon-type repellent kind of sandwich power. To like stop flying types from appearing.
Large beehive tree. Man. I wanted to get started on this, but let me go see what Caps is doing. Give me a second. Teleportation! Greater teleportation! Hello. By the way, I grabbed that fucking lie meme just for this just for that explanation.
Just for that explanation, yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah. But hey, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it and use it whenever it's appropriate.
Well, I would.
I'll use it when NPCs lie to me in video games. What's up? Where are we going? Okay, this. Oh my god.
What I would
this?
give for anything.
Oh, is this the tree farm? Oh, okay, yeah. I remember you were talking about. Ooh, this looks cool. Look
Yeah,
at
he was
this. Look at
mentioning
this
something
fucking
like that.
blue wood. What the fuck? This blue green.
Those usually appear in another.
That's really fucking cool. I love those. I am super stoked about this.
Yes.
Man, I'm gonna make me some blue wood shit. That's gonna be awesome.
What about the red ones, Cap?
There's all kinds of cool shit in here. Let's see, you should check out the west. Okay, no, that's it. Where are we going? Oh gosh, is the entrance over here? What did I miss? Oh, it's here. Okay, I see. Oh, this is the Infinifarm. I see the thing where you can just mine as much of material as you want. Oh my gosh, look at all this shit. Yo, this shit looks cool right here. The green. Oh, this is some cool shit. I'm gonna have fun farming shit in here. Yo, I likes it. Oh, and you made the bottom bedrock so that I can't destroy it that easily. That's great. That is so helpful.
If I don't try to find the shiny pink urchin anytime soon, I might just try TC sandwich power to try to get an XXXS one.
Oh my gosh. Teensy. Small
Yeah.
PP power.
Right.
Gotta use that small PP power. Quick.
Exactly.
Yada-da-da-da-da! PP power! Yo. Oh, is this vines?
I would love a shiny pink urchin, but
Oh shit.
I don't know, man.
We're sending vines. Cool.
It's gonna be that much of a pain in the ass to hunt, then you know what? I'm just gonna stop right there. Reset.
Oh wow. What is this place?
New Pokemon cards. I mean,
it's a little dock.
oh shit!
Cool. I like docks.
I might
Hang
have
on.
to check it out.
Yeah. What's up, Doc? All right, there we go.
Nice. Holy shit!
New Pokemon cards. Yeah. I don't collect the Pokemon cards, but I was talking about them at the beginning of the stream. So
Yeah. The whole
cold
ranch
frogs,
was growing, man.
temperate frogs, and warm frogs. Amazing. All the frogs. Hang on.
All 3 color frogs.
Professor Frog. What's all this? I hear you asking. It's a frog light farm. Just press the button by the blue block to get started. With 3 buttons over there, we'll change the type of frog by extension the type of frog light.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. I like it. It's very cool. This is some awesome shit over here. Oh goodness. Alright. Hot drogs. Oh, the frogs. Ah, man. I feel better. Anyway. What a day at work, though. You know, people were coming in all day to buy the Crown Zenith cards. The Drog and the Hate Frogs, damn. That's terrible.
Let's see. Here we go.
The fuck is this thing? Mr. Polar Bear. Hey, man. Would you like a snack? I guess.
Hey, I flipped that guy earlier.
Oh, God.
Dreams.
What the... Oh, shit. What the fuck just happened?
I think he gave you something.
Oh, I see what happened. It was a... He threw a salmon, and it, like, died. Okay. Makes sense. Totally makes sense. Fish on the ground.
Yeah.
I noticed. I'm used to those things, like, putting them in my inventory, but, you know... But that works, too.
Right.
Redstone golem statue. Yo, that looks sick. Look at him. Look at the boy. I likes a lot. Alright. How soon till it's operable? Oh yeah, this is the bridge I modded. I love this. The skeleton horse, yep. Nice powerful skeleton horse. Where are we going? Oh, over here. Okay. Bees, 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 bees. Alright. Ba-da-da-da-da, bees. Ba. Now where are we going? Why are we going back up? What? What are you doing? Why are we going back down now? Okay, I'm back here. Oh, I talk to this guy? Sir James Pepsi Esquire. Damn. Hang on. If I talk to this guy, he's gonna get rid of my shield, right? So... My favorite Pokemon is Jumpluff. What's yours?
Sir James Pepsi-esque.
Yeah, Sir James Pepsi Esquire. That's what the ESQ.
Oh yeah,
stands
Esquire.
for.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because a lot of people will put Esquire at the end of a name without knowing what it means. The term Esquire, the suffix Esquire, when added to somebody's name, it means they're a lawyer.
Huh.
That's what that originally meant. That they're a lawyer. Red mushroom for your offhand. I'll overwrite when you have equipment. You'll be able to jump 5 blocks high. Okay.
Oh yeah, the mushroom boost thing.
Bloing, bloing. Did it. Yeah. Doot, 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 doot. Yeah, buddy. I like it. Bloing. Bloing. That's great. Oh, yeah. Bloing.
The
Bloing. All of the jumping. Just de-equip the mushroom to get rid of the effect. Yeah, I figured. Bloing. Do 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 do. Oh. Do 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 do. Bloing. This is cool. It's gonna help me out. Ah, the goat sacrificer, best thing. Oh no. So does your mom need you to go get her gas or something? This is the moment ever.
right.
Wait, hang on. I got a meme for this. Hang on.
No amount of therapy will ever make this moment okay.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Woo.
That was a meme just for you, Andre.
Nice.
Oh, dang. Dang. Oh, so that's not... It's not even... Wow. So they're just gonna sleep in the car until the gas station opens then?
Bruh.
Bruh.
I know someone who can, bro.
The axolotl room. Yeah, I saw that you redecorated it.
Yeah, he's got all the axolotl faces on the wall.
All the faces on the wall.
They're
All around me are familiar faces from charming spaces.
They're living in your walls, man.
Alright. I love them. I love it. Best things. They have a cabin, they're fine. My cabin!
Okay.
It's a Pokemon Bridge reference. The samurai guy keeps like claiming everything. He's like,
Yeah. I saw a few episodes.
it's pretty great.
My cabin.
My cabin. Oh wow!
Right.
Look at this place. Can you take me higher? Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway.
Right.
Whee! Can I jump on the sheep to kill it? Hang on. Bloop. Nope. Bloop. Nope. It's not dying. It. Bloop. Nope. Nope. Won't die. All right. 0 out of 10. Worst Mario enemy ever. All right.
Right. You should totally put Goombas as mobs, and they'll act like the fighters.
Mario lied to us.
Mario lied to us. Yes.
Think what I want to do.
This is just tragic.
gets arrested for jumping on turtles to murder them. Oh, man. I remember seeing a comic one time, and it was like Mario getting arrested, and the cops are like, "This guy was hopped up on mushrooms and jumping on turtles to kill them. Sick freak." You know, it's pretty great.
It's called turtle genocide.
Like the funny part is that it's like, you know, it basically proposes the theory that Mario isn't actually going on adventures in the Mushroom Kingdom. He's just stoned off his ass.
Right. Oh, God.
No fall damage thing for Mario. I don't have fall damage. I have feather falling. Fall damage is for mortals. I have god powers. And I appreciate everything that Caps has done to help me get them.
Right.
God powers are the best.
There are.
Yeah. If we ever get Isekai to our Minecraft realm, you know, just remember that.
Right.
Oh, man. Speaking of Isekai, I still need to read the latest volume of In Another World with my smartphone. Damn. 25 volumes in. Like... He's got 9 fucking wives. Story still isn't over yet. God damn it. It's like, dude, you're happily ever after, seriously.
Right.
It's like, just end the book series already. Fuck.
Oh, God.
They're fighting like some evil cult, I think. It's like, you know, the Order of the Antagonistic Dumbass or something. I don't know. It's like, he's a broken anime protag. Of course anybody who goes up against him is a dumbass. Seriously. Oh, God. We got Isekai into Minecraft. You'd be the first one off by a creeper.
Fuck.
I would use my god powers to set it to peaceful. Don't worry. Just eradicate all the mobs and have the villagers worship us.
Seriously.
Too bad none of the villagers are hot. Isekai epic fail. Right. It's got that creeper repellent. Yeah, creepers are one of those tiresome mortal issues. Not the sort of thing we gods need to deal with. Oh, man. Wee. Goodness. Oh my gosh. This season is so stacked full of new anime. I legit sometimes cannot figure out which thing to watch first.
Right.
By the Grace of the Gods got a new season. Misfit and Demon King Academy is getting a new season. So they're currently like on like 2 episodes into their most recent season. It's like, damn.
Right.
Like, honestly, it's going to be pretty hard to top the last season, though. Like, honestly, I felt like they could have just ended this series after that last season, but, you know. One of my pet peeves is a story that kind of goes on for too long. Like, if it makes sense to extend the story, then go ahead and do it, but that story could have ended. Like,
Right.
it was a pretty good ending at the end of the last season, and when a new one shows up, I'm like, wait, what?
Right.
You know, continuing something just because it's popular isn't always the best idea. You know,
Right.
it can sometimes diminish the overall work. Does that explain why I'm not into One Piece? So with One Piece, I don't necessarily hate it. In fact, if I had to say one or the other, I'd say I like it. The only thing with One Piece is that it's got a lot of filler in it. And
Yeah.
I can't stand filler episodes because filler
Me neither.
episodes are never up to the writing quality of the of the canon writing that comes from the original author. Like, they're always inferior, and in some cases, they're vastly inferior. Like, you know, in some cases, they're just a little bit worse. But like I said, in the more extreme cases, they are just night and day. Like, God, this is terrible. Why did you even let somebody put this on television? Bad, you know. And
Yeah, I can't fucking stand filler.
yeah, you know, and basically the problem stems from the fact that you have a bunch of writers that work as anime writers, and they are writing a story with characters that they didn't create and whose behavior patterns they don't necessarily understand, and they're trying to make a coherent story take place. While, you know, having like a lot of the time in filler episodes, some certain characters will act just completely differently than they do normally. Like, they're writing, you know, because somebody else is writing them and they don't understand who that character is. You know, the way that shows like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe got around this in and some you know, various other American animated series is at the beginning of production, they would create a document that was called the series Bible, right? And the Bible for a given animated series is basically just full of things about the characters and their personality and the world and the setting and things like that. And it basically is the rules by which the writing staff are governed, you know? And basically the Bible explains things like, you know, like the origins of certain things and whatnot. I mean Squire too for the lawyer for the Esquire thing. I mean, I suppose it can, but anyway, the you know, but then again, Squire has also been used to mean lawyer as well. So anyway, but anyway, the what was the point I was trying to make? So anyway, the thing is, the series Bible, like I said, it gives you insight into like the characters and the world, and like I said, it explains the origins of things, and you know, like how characters are related to each other, and how characters should react in certain situations, and things like that. Just to give the writers, the writing team, some general guidelines to go off of. You know, so like with Masters of the Universe, they had a team of several writers that was working like very quickly to hammer out like I think the first order for episodes was like 65 episodes or something like that. Because they decided with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe to put it into syndication, like instead of doing a season and then hoping they get picked up by TV, so they just went ahead and financed it themselves and sold it directly into syndication instead of trying to get a network to pick it up and putting it on TV that way. So anyway, the series Bible is very important, and with a lot of anime series, I don't think they're really working with one, and if they are, it doesn't seem like it's written by the original author. Like, it's just, you know, these anime series, like, you know, sometimes I feel like the writing staff for these series are not even reading the manga. Like, if you're a writer for one of these anime, I feel like you should be reading the manga for it. You know? Hey, Slag King, how's it going?
Hi.
So, like I said, it's just something that I kind of have noticed with filler episodes. But, like I said, with One Piece, it's not that I don't want to watch it, it's that I don't want to watch filler. So, I basically stopped once I got to the point that I'd read to in the manga. So if I want to continue, I'm going to need to figure out, I'm going to need to basically get a hold of more of the manga, and then figure out where I need to skip to after the Alabasta arc. So that's why I haven't really gone super far into One Piece. It's just because I read One Piece while it was in the Shonen Jump magazine. The Shonen Jump magazine ended up skipping to the Impel Down arc after Alabasta, and then the magazine was discontinued. I ran into tons of bad filler watching One Piece. The arc with the little girl who can understand animals because she ate the Whisper fruit. God, that was awful. Like.
No.
Like, she's basically just worse Chopper. Like, you know, like, and by worse Chopper, I mean, like, way, way worse Chopper. Like, she's, like, fucking non-combatant, like, doesn't have any useful abilities other than the ability to translate animal, and at the end of the arc, Luffy's like, oh, you wanna join the crew? And it's like, no way. No way would Luffy ever ask somebody like that onto his crew. No, like, no matter how much he likes them, there's no fucking way. You know? Like, he knows it's fucking dangerous. This is a little fucking girl, for crying out loud. Like, he's not going to invite a little kid on board to be a fucking crew member when she has literally no way of protecting herself. There is just no fucking way. The villain for that arc had the scythe fruit and could make little wind scythes with it. And just the absolutely bogus bullshit going on during that arc. And that's like the first filler arc of the series. Like, was just terrible. You know?
Yeah.
And the thing is, Oda Sensei has a ton of ideas for One Piece. obviously, the man's over 100 volumes in and still going. So you may have skipped through it because it was definitely filler. You could tell, and if you had a good Sherpa with you, I'm sure they were like, yeah, no, you don't need to watch that because it's trash. Anyway, so yeah.
I have never in my life seen One Piece, and nor do I intend on watching it.
One Piece is actually good. Like I said, if you have a good Sherpa watching with you who can tell you which episodes are good and which ones to skip, it is really good. Sherpa is a guide who helps you climb a mountain. So an anime Sherpa is somebody who guides you through a mountain of fucking episodes, like a Naruto Shippuden, or a One Piece, or a Fairy Tail, or any other super long anime series. So
I've never seen any of the filler in Naruto Shippuden because we skipped it all.
Yes, because you had a good Sherpa, or you had some,
Yeah.
or you were like, or you had an online guide that was basically fulfilling that role. But yeah, so yeah.
No, I was just told the filler was shit.
Yeah, no, the filler in Naruto and Naruto Shippuden is peak ass. It is really fucking bad. If you want an anime series with like tolerable filler, Detective Conan, the filler is at least okay. It's not as great as the canon content by any stretch of the imagination, but it's okay. The Ranma 1/2 filler is okay once, like the first time you watch it. Watching it again, you can tell. It's like, yeah. But yeah, like Ranma 1/2. If you're watching the series for the first time, even without a Sherpa, the filler is manageable. Like it's not. They're still funny if watching them for the first time. They don't hold up to multiple viewings the way canon episodes do. But anyway. But yeah, so like I said, filler episodes just tend to be really, really, really poorly written, and sometimes they create plot holes because the filler writer does something in the filler episode that is like contrary to something that happens in the manga. Try to make them almost nice as just in case you're ever trapped as possible. Yeah, just in case we ever get isekai'd into a thing. Filler episodes are done in anime for two reasons. They are either done to fill time until the manga artist can create more content for them to animate, or they are done to extend the length of the series, like you said, because anime series that are popular tend to be big time cash cows, some of these anime studios love to milk those cows. They love to sit right down at the stool with and grab a teat and start milking. But like I said, there's usually a noticeable drop in quality with these filler episodes. They're not great. Filler episodes. Like My Hero Academia, when they do one, they will literally describe it as a quote-unquote anime exclusive episode. Like, oh, this isn't a filler episode. It's not just filling space. It's a anime exclusive episode, meaning it's a special episode that you only get in the anime, not in the manga. It's like, yeah, no, the anime exclusive episode is basically just code for filler episode that I don't need to fucking watch. And the thing is, there's a subgenre of filler, the dreaded recap episode. These are usually some of the worst content on the planet. If you are sitting there binge watching a series and you run smack dab into a recap episode, your first instinct is to skip it, because they are so bad. Dragon Ball Z tested you even filler. Yeah, so Dragon Ball Z filler is one of the ones that I was talking about where the filler actually created a fucking plot hole. They had a filler episode in the first season of Dragon Ball Z where Goku's spaceship starts projecting an image of the moon, and it transforms Gohan into a giant monkey, and then Piccolo tries to blow up the moon. He's like, "Hi, moon, I thought I killed you," and he tries to blow it up, and it goes right through, and he's like, "Oh, it's just a projection." And then he finds the source of the projection, Goku's spaceship, and he blows the shit out of it. He destroys the fuck out of it. He turns it into atoms, vaporizes it. There's nothing fucking left of it. The thing is, in the manga, after Goku gets better and is ready to head to Namek, he's like, "Oh yeah, the ship that I came to Earth in as a baby was never destroyed. So I just had Dr. Briefs rebuild it, and I'm using it to get to Namek." So in the anime, they just had Piccolo literally destroy that ship. Like, it's gone. And Goku, like, they get to that scene, and Goku's like, "Yeah, the ship I came to Earth in as a baby was never destroyed." And it's like, we just saw that happen like an episode or two ago. What are you on about? You know, so it made the anime make less sense because the filler writer decided to do something that was contrary to something the mangaka was doing.
Yeah, are you on the drugs, man?
So, but like I said, it was something that Toriyama hadn't put in the manga yet, but like, he doesn't pay attention to what's going on in the fucking anime. He just does his manga thing. He doesn't have time to watch the anime that's coming out for it, you know. And the thing is, I kind of wish more manga authors took an active role in the anime versions of their shit, because it would help if more authors paid attention to that, because they'd be less awful. Right. For Overlord, the author was very hands-on in helping them determine which parts to cut and which parts to leave in. So it helped the anime narrative stay kind of focused and on track, and not cut out too much shit. Anyway, let's see. Like, Astrid Lindgren famously, there was a live-action adaptation of Pippi Longstocking, which was her, thing, the book series that she wrote, and she was so upset with how bad it was that the next time anybody approached her about doing an adaptation of her work, she basically said, "Only if I can write the script." Like, she actually wrote the fucking script for it, which I'm sure was a boon to the production as a whole. It probably made it a lot better, but it's just, this is the type of shit that happens when you keep making shitty adaptations of people's work. And basically, with anime, there are kind of two versions of this. There is the really successful anime that has to fill time until the mangaka creates more content. And then there's the anime that only got picked up for 26 episodes and is probably not getting renewed. So they decided to do something completely different with it. There's also a subgenre for 52 episode anime like this, where they got picked up for 52 episodes. It's not going to get another season after that, and about halfway through they get to the end of what the mangaka has written. So they just decide to go in their own direction. They did that with the original Full Metal Alchemist series. They did that with Soul Eater, for example. They did it with Claymore. Claymore was going, like, right off of the manga, like, really close for, like, the first 18 episodes, and then, like, they get to episode, like, 19, and it's like, oh, quick, wrap up the series! So they spent, like, 8 episodes getting to the most hastily contrived ending for a series ever, and it just sucked. Like, nobody sat there and watched that and said, oh, that was a good ending,
Right. I still have yet to see the original Full Metal Alchemist.
So, if you're going to watch Full Metal Alchemist at all, like whether it's Full Metal Alchemist or Brotherhood,
I've only seen half of Brotherhood, though.
Yeah, there's a set of episodes at the beginning of the original Full Metal Alchemist that you should definitely watch. And then after you finish those episodes, before you get to the part with Shao Tucker, you switch to Brotherhood. And then you skip the first episode of Brotherhood. because the first episode of Brotherhood is filler, and it's a filler episode that features an alchemist that wasn't in the manga, and then after that it kind of like glosses over some of the episodes that they decided not to animate again because we already animated that, people have already seen it, we don't need to redo it. Like it's pretty much the exact same thing, we don't need to do it again, that type of shit. So because of that, Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I don't think either one is suited for just watching either one on its own. Because Full Metal Alchemist, while the original Full Metal Alchemist series is not bad if you haven't seen the manga, once you've seen the manga or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, you realize that just how much worse it is than the original writing. You know, like I said, it's not bad. It's one of those tolerable filler series where the series is actually, like the filler is actually not terrible. Like the OVA's ending better than Brothers. Yeah, no, like the actual manga ending is way better than like the Conqueror of Shambhala and all that shit. Like the ending that they put on Full Metal Alchemist in the original series is atrocious compared to what they did in the manga. I haven't seen all of Brotherhood, so I can't really comment on what they did in Brotherhood. I don't know if they changed anything, but the manga ending, the canon manga ending, is way better.
Right.
Is there anything to worry about when it comes to these streams with a bot running 10 Herba raids? The thing to worry about is that all of that information is online and it goes through Nintendo's server. And if they think that you're hacking the game, they could just ban your account. If they ban your Nintendo Online account, you will lose access not only to your Nintendo Online membership, so you won't be able to do anything online with your Nintendo account anymore, but you will also lose access to any games that you have downloaded.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's something where, like I said, these people are getting away with it so far, but if they get fucked over, I don't want to have to say them. I told you so. That's on them. Yeah,
that's on them.
So, because 10 Herba raid sounds sus as fuck. That sounds hacked. And if somebody's hacking, like I said, Nintendo can ban your account for that.
Right.
It's one thing if you just join one raid by accident, as a rando, but if it's a stream and they got a code set up and everything, like I said, they're monitoring all that shit,
Right.
And it's always funny with these things how you always see a bunch of people talking about how great it is and how safe it is and all that stuff, and then but you never see anybody after it's over and everybody's accounts have been banned talking about how their account got banned.
Right.
And part of it is because when Pokemon finds out about these streams that are basically promoting hacking, they will C&D them. Because that is part of Nintendo's licensing agreement, where basically they will allow you to stream their games and shit as long as you follow certain rules, and one of the rules is that you don't sit there and hack their shit and promote hacking on your stream, So,
certainly what people are doing with the Kalos starters.
Yeah, and these people that do these Kalos starter giveaways and shit, it's kind of oh, I hacked in a starter. You want one? It's you're passing out free maybe account bans? No, I don't think so. I'll wait.
Yeah, you don't give those away unless they're actually from certain events.
No. Like I said, it's just something where I said, I know they're not going to ban everybody, so there are going to be plenty of people who use it and get away with it scot-free. Good for you. Me,
Right.
I'm not going to take the risk. I like my online services
Testing.
too much. Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey, heyo! My mic giving me all sorts of heck again.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's gonna be a long time before I order from this place again.
Oh, place you got your mic from?
Oh, no, not my mic. The place I got my dinner.
Oh, nice.
The shuttle, as we like to call it around
Oh, the
here.
shuttle.
Yes.
Get to the shuttle. get a bad pie from them.
No, just their online ordering system janks up from time to time. They have some of the best homemade chocolate chip, or quote-unquote homemade chocolate chip cookies you can possibly find. And I always get a 6-pack of them with each order. And for whatever reason, the online system just hiccuped, and I have to wait for them to come and get it. Plus, the online ordering system doesn't pass along my note for how to get into the building after 9 p.m. and which, how to get to my door in this labyrinthian mess of an apartment complex.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
I always hate that, like, when you have, like, instructions for the delivery guy, and then, like, the delivery guy gets, like, none of that, like...
Or they just don't care, and they try to leave it in the lobby because they have 5 other orders to take care of.
Right.
And the only way I can leave a tip, because I don't carry that much cash, is to do it digitally, and it's a gamble. Will they have deserved the tip or not? And tonight was definitely the third not in a row.
Yeah. Jeez.
But they are sending someone over with my cookies.
Oh, good. God. I wish that I had that fucking, I wish that I had some cookie memes for this. I need to make some cookie memes.
You could make one from Ranma 1 half.
I want to do the one from Ranma 1 half, and then the Count and Cookie Monster bit with the unnecessary censorship.
Oh.
I will beep the cookies, and you will eat them. Shit's fucking hilarious. I want to turn that into a meme. Just because.
You see, Hugo,
here's the
we
thing.
have an elevator,
It's a
2 elevators.
building with an elevator. Like, like the elevator's in the lobby. Like, it's not that far of a walk to the damn elevator. I've been there.
I am a straight shot from the elevator. You can't miss me. It's not a long walk at all. But the downside is I hear the elevator turning on, or I hear the elevator beeping and people coming out of it and having conversations on the way to their respective apartments all day long, all night long. I have to have fans on for white noise to even barely wash out the noise.
What's this gonna be? I'm planning on putting a tower here. And I was thinking of making it black and red, like I was thinking of using redstone blocks and like I was gonna make the main body black and then like putting redstone blocks in it to make it like pop.
Colors.
Yeah, it'd be the edgelord tower. I like making towers for my castle. Sue me. It's so cool.
Oh, dumb!
Alright. I already got a library? Yes. Yes, it is in my basement. Much library, very book.
Speaking of basements, does anybody besides me and Hunger remember Garfield comics and the character by the name of Lyman?
Oh, jeez.
No.
So Lyman was John's friend in like college. John Arbuckle's friend in college, and he was the original owner of Odie. The character disappears somewhere around 1988, his final appearance. And Jim Davis, yes, the mustache guy, he said in an interview, jokingly one day, that Lyman was trapped in John's basement.
Oh, God.
So several years, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, there's a Halloween-themed mini-game thing on the official Garfield Fan Club website. And if you click onto the basement, you indeed see Lyman chained up to the wall.
Oh, my God.
What?
Yeah,
You know,
I'm not kidding.
That makes that Garfield minus Garfield thing even creepier.
Bruh.
So, there's a web comic called Garfield minus Garfield, and what they do is they take Garfield strips and they edit Garfield out of them. So it just looks like John is a crazy guy talking to himself, and it's hilarious. Like,
Nice.
like, it's freaking great. Like, they edit out Garfield and his thought bubbles, and it just like I said, it just becomes John talking to himself. Oh man.
Jim Davis approved of it and got official prints of it made.
That's pretty great. It's always great when an author doesn't like overreact to something like that. So, like, if somebody did something that unique and original with the work that I made, I like to think I would probably behave the same way. Unless it was just porn, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing unique about that.
Nope.
Well, Rule 34 applies regardless, doesn't it?
It does, but at the same time,
I do have the right number in mind, right?
yeah, I can still DMCA anything that I find. People start making porn of my characters, especially characters that don't need porn. We gonna fight. They're like, nope. And they'll be like, it's a parody. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it isn't.
Oh, I just barely heard you say at the tail end of that manga conversation that you said the manga of something ending was better than the anime. Which one were you talking about?
There's a lot of manga endings that are better than anime. You might have to be more specific.
Well, like I said, I just barely caught the
probably
tail.
Full Metal Alchemist, the original Full Metal Alchemist. The manga ending's way better. The fucking ending for the original Full Metal Alchemist was kind of a big fuck you to the characters, and it really sucked. You know.
Oh, you mean where they're trapped in our world, can't do alchemy and all that
they
jazz?
get reverse isekai. Like instead of getting isekai to a fantasy world where you can do all kinds of cool shit, they get isekai from a fantasy world to where you can do all kinds of cool shit to our world where they can't do shit. Like, you know. Anyway, but yeah, the anime, like the manga ending was way fucking better.
Yeah, I really liked the first FMA all the way up until the ending, but not after.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, they get stuck in our world, they don't find a way back. That's bogus.
Yeah, well, they had like a movie that continued the series, The Conqueror of Shambhala. And
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That put like a slightly better ending on it than what the anime did, but it still wasn't great. Like, you know.
No. Didn't like that at all. I mean, it's like neither one of those is great for anyone who suffers from depression.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the end of either one of them, you're tempted to either double up on the Prozac or slit your wrists.
Jeez. Yeah, now the manga had a great ending to it though. I was I was very satisfied after reading the manga. One of the things that the manga did.
I mean, Ed and Winry get married and have 1 million kids, right?
I think so. I think it was that type of ending. I
Okay,
can't remember. It's been a while, but I do remember being very satisfied with the ending. One of the things that the manga did that they never really translated over to either of the anime very well is Arakawa would do this little thing at the end of every fucking volume of the graphic novel series, where she would have one panel, and it was called In Memoriam, and it was just everybody who died in that volume, like as little ghosts with angel halos, like and wings, like floating upwards, you know, you know. And there was a volume in which the character didn't actually die, but they faked her death. And she's in the In Memoriam section, and he's got a little angel wings and halo and everything, and she's got a voice bubble popping out, and she's like, "Hey!"
Hey!
You know? You know. Oh man, but yeah, those panels were always fucking hilarious. Like they had some pretty funny shit, you know. Oh man. Yeah. So the thing with manga is an interesting art form because most manga is done on a weekly basis, like a chapter every week. So you have these writers that are writing on these crunch time deadlines to get this shit done. And sometimes that pressure shits out some diamonds, you know? There are some absolutely wonderful manga series out there. I recommend the Naruto manga over the anime. I recommend the Full Metal Alchemist manga over the anime. I recommend the Soul Eater manga over the anime. Like, there's pretty much there's really not that many manga that I wholeheartedly will not recommend over the anime, except for Usagi Drop. I will recommend the anime over the manga for Usagi Drop any day of the week.
Yeah.
Because fuck the manga for Usagi Drop. Kengan Asura manga over the anime. Yeah, like I said, most of the time the manga is going to be 80 billion times better. The reason that Usagi Drop is not is because Usagi Drop is part of the surrogate dad genre of anime, or the single dad genre of anime, if you prefer. So in that subgenre of anime, basically you have usually a little girl being raised by a single male parent figure, and the unfortunate thing about this little subgenre of anime is that they go from being really cute at the beginning to and they got like a 50-50 shot of ending up with the little girl growing up and being like, I want to have your babies, you know. And it's like, stop. You know, just fucking stop, you know.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Most guys are not going to get with a girl that they helped change her diapers or clean up after her when she was 6 years old, wetting the bed. Most guys are not going after that girl. I'm sorry. That's just like, most people just don't behave that way. Like, yeah, it's like, you know, like I said, it smacks of like grooming and shit. You know, like it just makes you feel icky. You know, like, and that's what they did with Usagi Drop. Usagi Drop is a series about a guy. He's an older guy. I think he's in his like early 30s, and he ends up going to his grandfather's funeral. Right, his grandfather passes away. He goes to his funeral, and as he's walking into the wake, there's this little girl sitting out in the front yard, and he's like, "Huh, I don't recognize that kid." And he goes over to his relatives, who are also there for the funeral, and he's like, "Hey, whose kid is that?" And they're like, "Oh, it turns out it's your grandfather's love child. He was fucking the maid." And he's like, whoa, what? He's like, Grandpa was like 70. What the fuck? You know, so anyway, so anyway, after a while, the conversation between him and his relatives turns to, okay, well, who's going to take care of this little kid? And none of his relatives want to take the kid. They're like, they start talking about like putting her in an orphanage, you know, and he's like, nah, fuck that. I'll take care of her, you know. So he does the awesome guy thing and decides to take care of the little girl, who is technically his aunt, right? So he brings her home and he starts raising her. And like I said, the anime is cute, right? The anime never gets past that point. He's taken her to school, and there's this other mom at the school, and it looks like her and the dad are hitting it off, and the mom, like, she's single, so it's like okay, this is cute, like her and her, like the little girl and the single mom's son get along, and it's like, oh, this is like a Brady Bunch situation, right? And then apparently, like I said, the anime never takes it any farther than that. It's 12 episodes long. It ends with the girl, like, it's like a year later, and she like advances a grade or something, Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, exactly. Anyway, so. Like I said, the anime is great. But then the manga, apparently, as the manga progressed, like, the single mom apparently has, like, some huge nervous breakdown and becomes a total bitch, and, her personality does a complete 180, and she starts acting like a, conniving canine, and then the frickin', and then they find out, it's not his grandpa's kid. It turns out the maid was fucking some other guy, and it's his kid. And in order to protect her, the grandpa just let her lie on the birth certificate and say he was the dad. And basically he said he would take responsibility and help raise the kid. Even though it's not his. So that's like, so anyway, so after they find all this out, suddenly the little girl's like, oh, hey, I want to have your babies. Like, it's just creepy and wrong, and, just no. Anyway, so yeah, like, so it's like, yeah, I don't need to read that manga. It's okay. I'm over it. Like, I don't need to read that manga at all. I will stick with the anime and be an anime only forever. Thanks. So.
Disgusting as fuck.
So yeah, it's like, I don't want to read the fucking manga for that. Thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. So that's the type of thing where I'm talking about where the anime is just better than the manga, because like the manga got creepy and weird. So anyway, oh gosh. Like I said, I just wish that there were more of those, heartwarming single dad anime that didn't go that way. Because, like I said, it's like really common in that subgenre. Like if it's for my daughter, I defeat even a demon lord. Even by the end of the anime, you can see that it's headed that way. Like, it's like,
why?
It's
all right, I just got back from retrieving my order. What did I miss? The gross part?
The gross part, yes. You missed the gross part.
Disgusting parts.
You missed the gross part. You can rewind for the recap anyway, if you really want it. But yeah, basically, like the anime. If it's for my daughter, I defeat even a demon lord. Like even the 12 episodes of anime they got done, you can tell it's headed that way, and it's like,
Oh, so the young girl wants to have the adoptive dad's babies.
Uh-huh.
Is that how it goes?
Yes. Like,
yeah, I figured it was headed that way.
Yeah, so like I said, when you watch the anime, like you can see that it's headed that way, and it's like you can see it coming. Like, and it's okay, yeah, we don't need another season of this. Thanks, bye. You know, like type of shit. Like the anime itself is really cute, but then it's like, you know, luckily, Sweetness and Lightning exists. That is a single dad manga / anime with absolutely no fucking problems whatsoever. It's wholesome from start to finish. As far as I know, you know, there is a high school girl involved there, but I don't know if their relationship progresses past anything but platonic. And the manga is only 12 volumes, so you know, I may have to give that one a read because, like I said, you know, at least the girl is definitely his at least the little girl is definitely his biologically, and there's no chance of him ending up with the child. You know, like the high school girl is pushing it, but like I said, it's something where, you know, like she's got a single mom too, so hey, you know, maybe it goes that way. I don't know. Anyway, but like I said, I do know that he definitely doesn't end up with his own daughter, which is a relief. Because Japan. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. Yeah, so Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting is a story about a Yakuza boss who orders his most violent subordinate to look after his daughter. And basically, his goal is to mellow out this violent subordinate and teach him to rein it in and not, like, injure everybody he fights. You know? So, you know, that's basically his reasoning behind, like, putting this freaking Yakuza thug in charge of his daughter. And it's cute, it's heartwarming, and all that stuff. But like I said, I'm worried. You know, anytime I find a nice, wholesome-looking single dad anime, there's always that thought in the back of my mind, oh, this is going to get perverted and weird, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
Well, this entire conversation is enough to make me swear off anime for life.
Well, like I said, it's not...
Siege is scarred for life now.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not every anime that's like that. It just happens too much, is all I'm saying. Like,
it's a disturbing and alarming trend.
It's an alarming trend. Yes, it's like, why do you think that people want to read about this? Why is this what you're writing about? Like, I don't understand. Like,
because there's a whole bunch of very sick people in the manga industry.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it's sick people in the manga industry. I don't know if they feel like they're catering to a certain genre of fan. I don't know, and it frightens me. Anyway. But,
I mean, it's almost... Is it not enough they have these alien or elf characters that look like they're 10, and they're actually 1,000 years old, and they're having relationships with fully adult characters? Is that not enough?
Yeah, like, you know, the Lolly Baba is what those are called. Lolly, of course, as in, like, Lolita, and Baba as in grandma or old lady. So, you know, and that trope, like, walks a tightrope, like, you know, like Ascendance of a Bookworm, right? That one... It's an isekai character, right? So she's a 22-year-old librarian who's been isekai'd in a 5-year-old's body. So it's like, mentally, she is able, like, mentally she's an adult, but she's also a really kind of airheaded and irresponsible sort of an adult. So, you know, so she does behave in some childlike ways sometimes. And, you know, I've heard that in the web novel version, now they haven't finished the light novel version, but I've heard that in the web novel version, she ends up with a character who is much older than her, and who, you know, knew her as a kid. But the thing is, relatively early on after she meets this guy, like, he finds out, like, what she really is. you know. So he knows that she's not a child inside, you know, like, so,
This is.
you know.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
But anyway, so it's something where, like, you know, like I said, I don't know exactly how the two of them end up winding up together, but it's something where, it's something where, you know, she's already got the mind of an adult, so she's not being groomed, you know, like,
Well, at least there's that. I
you
guess.
know, like, it's something where she's not being like, you know, like I said, you know, it's something where she's already got an adult's sensibilities, so she's not just going to be taken advantage of.
This is
but it's-
scarily reminding me of a story I heard about just yesterday.
Oh yeah.
There is a real life situation where there is a 24-year-old woman trapped in the body of like an 8 or 10-year-old girl, and she even has the voice of that young child, and she's in a relationship with an adult male, and it's a horrible situation for both.
Yeah, exactly, because she deserves to be able to be happy and everything, but, you know, the guy that she's with, everybody's going to fucking call him a pedo. You know, like, he's dating a fully grown adult-ass woman who is, you know, she had like a tumor or something on her pituitary gland and wasn't able to grow properly, and now she has to, when she goes to a bar, she has to show her ID every time, you know.
He works at the bar.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just but
yeah, she ever goes to a bar she doesn't work at, she's got to go through hell. It's just, it's a horrible situation.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible situation for somebody to be in, and like I said, so like from that standpoint, I feel them. Also, there's a thing in Sailor Moon in the manga, and they cut this out of the anime, and I think that made it worse. So basically, the character Chibiusa in the Sailor Moon manga, Chibiusa is over 1,000 years old. Like, she's a lolly type character. She looks like she's 12, but she's like, one of those lolly babas, you know. It looks like she's 12, but she's actually over 1,000, and she just stopped growing after a certain point, you know. And she has this thing where she's got this, like, for her, it's a big hang-up. It's a big part of her personality, and she acts like a spoiled brat all the time because she is, because she has this issue. Now, in the anime, they decided to omit that and just say that she's actually just fucking 9, right?
Good.
But the thing is, she is, during her story arc, she is tempted to the dark side by the bad guys and grows up into an adult-ass woman and starts making sexual advances on her, unknowingly on her future father. Like, because she's a time traveler, right? So, kind of like in Back to the Future where Marty McFly's mom's hitting on him. That type of shit. Except, the reverse. So, like I said, the bad guys mature
Doesn't make it any better.
using magic into an adult-ass woman. And like I said, I feel like it's better in the manga because at least she's mentally that old. Like, she's mentally not a 9-year-old. But, like, in the fucking, in the fucking anime, it's just kind of pervy and weird, Like,
Is Caps Lock in a blue Deadpool outfit?
I think it's Blue Beetle or something. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah. So, like I said, she. Like I said, I think they did. I think that character works better in the manga without doing the whole like, oh, let's make her actually 9 thing. It's like it's weird. Anyway, or actually 12 or whatever age she's supposed to be. Like. she has like some
I
very.
hate that character. I hate that character either.
Most people
way,
hate her
really.
anyway. Yes, a lot of people don't like her.
After a couple episodes of seeing her, okay, appreciate it, Caps.
Yeah.
After maybe 2 episodes, I was thinking like, do they not have condoms on the moon in the future?
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, she does get better in later seasons, but like that first season that she's in, she is such a pain in the ass. You know. So anyway. But yeah, like I said, there's a few anime that hit some gray areas. The one that I think I'm the one of these that I'm most pissed off at, I think, has got to be Inuyasha. Inuyasha was a great manga, had a decent anime adaptation. Everything went fine. Rumiko Takahashi did a great job with it. And then the fucking TV studio got involved.
Oh boy.
They decided, you know what? Let's make our own Boruto, but with Inuyasha characters. And they made this show called Yashahime, right? So, here's what I don't like about Yashahime. Like, you know, you can say whatever else you want about the series. I'm still not going to watch it, and here's why. Inuyasha in the Inuyasha manga and anime has a brother who is a full-blooded demon and not a half-demon. His name is Sesshomaru. Sesshomaru, at the beginning of the series, has a hatred for humans. But Inuyasha and Sesshomaru's father obviously liked humans well enough to fuck one to make Inuyasha, right? So he left each of his sons a sword. And these 2 swords are made out of his fangs. So like each of these swords that he left for his sons were made out of one of their father's fangs. Inuyasha's sword is called Tetsaiga, and only a half-demon can wield it. And it only exerts its true power when it's being used to protect a human. And anyway,
I can only imagine the guy's dentist bill.
Right. Anyway, Sesshomaru's sword is called Tenseiga. Tensei is the Japanese word for reincarnation. And Tenseiga, as the name indicates, brings people back from the dead. Like, literally just fucking max revive, white mage style, just reses people. Right? But it only works on humans.
Brings them back to life, restores their dental fillings, and gives them a new haircut to boot.
Right, so, anyway, during the series, Sesshomaru comes upon a village that has been decimated by a demon. Or a horde of demons, I can't remember which at this point. And there is a little dead girl in this village, and he decides to try to test out his sword's powers on her, and he revives the little girl. The little girl's name turns out to be Rin. She is horrifically traumatized by the events that happened in her village, and she ends up just instinctively following Sesshomaru because he is strong. Sesshomaru, at first, tries to get the little girl to go away, and then eventually just kind of relents and just lets her follow him around. At first, she does not talk, right? She's like because she's traumatized. Eventually, she kind of regains that part of herself and is able to speak more normally. And like I said, she just keeps following Sesshomaru around the whole time. And she's like, basically just part of his party. So when they did the Yashahime anime, they basically jumped ahead like 20-something years and are like, oh, Inuyasha and Sesshomaru both have kids now. Guess who Sesshomaru has fucking kids with? Just... Yeah, ew. It was right. It's like you took one of the coolest characters from the series and made him into a grooming lolly pedo pervert. Yeah, thanks.
So this whole nauseating trend has been going around for a good while.
And the thing is, the thing is, the thing is, with the ages on all the characters and everything, people have like done the math and they're like, okay, he could not have fucked Rin after she was 18 to make these kids. Like, he had to have gotten to her before then. Like, you know, so it's like, so not only, you know, did he end up copulating with this little girl that he rescued, but he ended up doing it with her before she was fully of age. You know, so it's, everybody says that. Oh, but it's the warring states there. People, it was okay. Here's the thing. Even back in those days, there were no cultures that thought that was okay. Like, even back then, you know, when people married a girl who was like, who was like 16 or something like that, people still thought it's like a little young, right? Like, even back in like medieval times and shit, that was considered kind of taboo. Like, not that many people do it. Like, there's this, we have this
even though people would rarely live past the ripe old age of 40 back then,
we have this misconception that people thought that was okay, but the reality is that marriages of really young girls were outside of the norm and were usually considered taboo in society. We know this from writings and whatnot, like letters and stuff that exist from back then. I think she was above 14. I think she was more like 16 or something. But anyway, and in Japan, 16 for the longest time was the age where a girl could legally get married, and I think it was actually upped recently. I'm not sure. But like, legally get married without the consent of her parents, I believe. Anyway, but the thing is, there are like letters and whatnot, like, you know, like, because we have these misconceptions about the way that people lived in the past, like, oh, people, you know, married underage girls all the time, and people married their cousins all the time and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, maybe certain noble families did that, but like I said, it was definitely not considered normal for most people. There's letters from people around, like Edgar Allan Poe, when he married his 16-year-old niece, and most of the people in the family did not think that was okay. Like, you know, like,
well, Poe was sick in the head anyway.
Right, but what I'm saying is that, you know, we like to think that this behavior was normal until like about 100 years or so ago, when medical technology improved and people started living longer. But no, it's not. It was considered kind of fucked up even back then. You know, so, like, yeah. Now,
Thankfully, I was under no such.
Right.
Thankfully, I was under no such.
Right. People
impression.
had a lot more relaxed ideas about marriage in older times. Like, for example, there was a period in English history where people would fucking sell their wife. You couldn't divorce somebody legally, so people like thought that selling their spouse was an okay solution to that. Like, you know, I'm gonna sell my wife to you, now you're married to her, that type of shit. Like,
what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, the practice was eventually outlawed, but people were doing that for a while. Like,
that gives the joke "Take my wife, please" a whole new meaning.
Yeah. No, like, there was a point in history where, you know, here's how fucked up this shit is, right? So in the Judeo-Christian mindset, right, the only reason you're having children, you're getting married, is to bear children, right? Is to start a family. Like, that's like the goal, right? That's why you're not supposed to use protection or have abortions and shit like that, right? So
more of a Catholic thing,
right? But what I'm saying is that, like, because what this mindset gave rise to in older times was, if the wife was accusing the husband of not being able to perform that duty properly. In other words, if the husband was impotent or could not get his wife pregnant, then they could go. They would go into like a courtroom, and they would try to have sex in front of everybody. And,
oh yeah, like that would help things.
And then if that didn't work, like if the exercise proved that the husband could not get it up and fuck his wife, then the marriage would be annulled. You know, like, because like I said, the only reason they're having sex is the only reason they're getting married is to have sex and make babies. And like later on, the husband could, if the husband was able to marry and impregnate another woman, then it would be changed to be like the wife's fault for not being able to excite him enough, like, and his impotency was expunged from the official records or some shit. It's like, really? Because the thing is, he was legally allowed to go and marry another chick after that. Like, it was just kind of, it's so funny that, trial by sex, basically. Trial by snoo-snoo. It's just some of the outdated...
How did we get to this line of conversation?
Like,
Can't we talk about...
We were talking about...
Can't we just talk about puppies and duckies or something?
Puppies and duckies. Like, basically, what got us here was we were talking about the whole Yashahime thing, and it's like, oh, but it was in olden times, so it's okay. It's like, no, it's not.
Right,
okay.
right.
It wasn't okay
I know. I was being rhetorical.
Right, but like,
yeah, I know.
Anyway,
I have heard of worse.
Right. Well, and the thing is, like, that's not like. There are plenty of things that Christians used to do back in the day that sound really fucking stupid to us today in modern times. And maybe some of the things that Christians do today will be looked at the same way by people hundreds of years from now. Who knows? But like, for example, one of those things that I wanted to mention was back when the silverware was first introduced. It was the Chinese who originally brought the idea of things like spoons and forks and knives to Europe. Back when they were first introduced, all of these religious nuts were like, if God wanted us to eat to eat with spoons and knives and forks, we would have had them instead of hands. We have perfectly good hands, and we should eat with them. It's just. So basically, their argument was that because God,
that was back before the Chinese had even brought toilet paper here too.
Yeah, like that was like I said, that was basically their whole argument was that because God didn't, it's like those people who, when airplanes were invented, were like, if God had meant man to fly, they would have been born with wings. Like that type of shit. Where it's just like, oh well, if God wanted us to fly, he would have just made it to where we could. Like that type of shit. And it's just, I mean, yes, there's some truth to that, but at the same time, he also gave us brains so we could think. And we could develop these types of things, so I don't see any problem using technology as it's developed. I feel like man is one of the only creatures on the planet. And I said one of the only because there are others that can use tools and makes tools. There are certain
mad genius. That's who, Hugo.
Who the fuck invented sporks? An absolute mad lad. Somebody whose name needs to be celebrated.
Yeah, like I said, a mad genius.
Hang on. Let's see. Let's look this up. Let's go. Let's go to the Google.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Invented the spork.
Oh my fucking god.
Samuel L. Francis, we celebrate you for creating the spork in 1874.
Real man of genius.
Oh, man. Samuel L. Francis was an esteemed member of the upper crust, but he was also the type of eccentric who looked at a spoon and fork and thought, that's one too many utensils.
The odd thing is, I realized several years ago that like Taco Mayo, they use exclusively sporks for their utensils. But it was like several years ago they switched to using forks, knives, and spoons. I'm like, no.
Okay, so in 1951, Hyde W. Ballard trademarked the word spork. Later, the Van Brode Milling Company filed a patent to make plastic sporks. So the spork was invented in 1874, but wasn't really referred to as a spork until a little later. Freaking great.
And it's the weakest weapon in Chex Quest.
Oh yeah, dang. I was actually thinking of
It's the equivalent of the fist in Doom.
right. I was actually thinking like having a goblin with a giant spork would just like be peak fantasy role playing awesomeness. It's like, what the heck is that? It's a giant spork. Oh man.
It's the spork. It's the elemental spork of destiny.
Right.
It has the elemental powers of earth, fire, and ice.
Yeah.
All in one.
Something. The spork of destiny. But yeah.
Wait, not a goblin. It would have to be like a lawn gnome. A disgruntled lawn gnome.
Disgruntled lawn gnome. Yeah. Oh man. I just want to see like like a horde of goblins shows up, because the thing is goblins will just pick up whatever and use it as a weapon, right? So I just want to see like a group of goblins in like a role playing game, and one of them's just got a fucking giant ass spork for no fucking reason. Like it's like because it just makes you ask questions like, where did it get that? It obviously didn't make it itself. Who in their right mind needs a spork that big? Like.
Okay, so first I had a nice, delicious pizza dinner.
Okay.
Then you got me nauseated with the whole Lollibaba thing, and now you're making me crave. I'm partially responsible for it, making me crave taco salad from Taco Mayo.
Taco Bell! No, Taco Mayo. Yeah, there you go. Oh man, taco.
What movie was that from? Polly.
Polly. He's like, you're not like them. I say taco, they say taco. Taco. See?
They're idiots.
They're bird brains.
Yeah, I recently snagged that on DVD.
It's a good movie. It was an okay movie. Like, it wasn't like the best movie ever or anything, but it was fine. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, I said, I don't consider anything to be like a bad movie unless I feel like I wasted my time watching it. Like if I watch something like a movie or an anime, and then like I later
like me watching C-SPAN, right?
I later wish that I could have that much time just added back to my lifespan. It's like, yeah, that was bad. Like that's basically my criteria. I have pretty merciful criteria on judging things like that. Like I said, like the Transformers Michael Bay movies, I don't think they were like just completely terrible. Like they were nice little popcorn muncher movies. I didn't regret watching them, but like,
except for the last one. The last night was the one where even I was fidgeting.
I didn't even watch that one. I didn't watch the last night. But like I said, most of the ones that I watched, I didn't think were like quote unquote bad, like based on that criteria, right? But like once you get home and the excitement of the moment is gone, and you actually start kind of picking apart what happened in the movie, it's like, that was not a good plot. That was really poorly written. But like I said, it's exciting in the moment. It's fine as just a popcorn munching movie with girls with big titties. Like, it's just, But like I said, but for the rest of it, not so much.
Right.
Like,
I was pretty ambivalent about Megan Fox personally, but I did like the one that replaced her for one of the movies. She was genuinely cute.
Yeah, but like I said, it's something where the only thing you liked about the movies was the chicks. Yeah, like it's I don't know. In some ways, they did a decent job of trying to cater to the original fan base. In other ways, they just failed miserably at that. Like
a reboot that's pleasing just about everybody, but totally kicked me in the teeth.
Which one? The
Bumblebee.
Oh, Bumblebee. Bumblebee.
Yeah. They're not going to finish. They're obviously not going to finish that storyline with the Earth being Unicron.
Yeah.
So every other time I open up my huge movie DVD Blu-ray binder, I'm tempted to grab all those Michael Bay movies and sell them.
Yeah.
For a nickel a piece.
Nickel a piece, right? Yeah. The thing with the Earth being Unicron, they ended up doing that in Transformers Prime, and it was interesting when they did it there.
Right, but thing is, it's a never finished story.
Yeah, and
so that annoys me.
You know,
but the reboot with Bumblebee kicks me straight in the teeth because they bifurcate my favorite Transformer within 5 seconds of him within 20 seconds of screen time. So it's like they kill Cliff Jumper.
Cliff Jumper is turning into Kenny McCormick so quick. Like Like
so
he is.
I almost don't want to see the new one coming out.
He's like the Kenny McCormick of their group. It's just funny to me, like that they have just decided that Cliff Jumper is like the one that's safe to kill. Oh man.
Yeah, well, you know me, I'm partial to characters with the initial CJ in them.
Yeah, well,
Captain Jack Sparrow, Cliff Jumper.
Right. Well, it's funny, like I love
the never finished story.
Right. Anyway, but yeah, the whole thing with they basically they considered Cliff Jumper to be like kind of a B tier character that's like okay to kill. But like, it's funny because they consider him that now, but when they were doing Transformers the movie, he was one of the ones that actually fucking made it. Which I thought was hilarious. I always think it's funny when in the first Transformers movie, right? They some of the only Gen 1 bots that get out alive are like Jazz, Bumblebee, and Cliff Jumper. And then, like, in the first fucking Transformers movie from Michael Bay, they kill Jazz. It's like, damn, man, he's like the only one that fucking died. And the funny thing is that
that was like, racist too.
Well, the funny thing is that every other character in that movie besides Bumblebee, fucking died in the 1986 Transformers the movie, and they lived in the Michael Bay one. And then Bumblebee, like, he lost his legs in that movie, like. Like he got better. He was
temporarily disabled.
Temporarily disabled, right? Yeah, it's not deep enough yet. We're gonna be connecting it underneath the moat, so I need to dig it down to that level.
Yeah.
Wave the halves in the air and make jazz hands.
Yeah.
I do love the line where he tears him in half, though. Like...
Want a piece of me? No, I want two.
Like, because Jazz is like, you want a piece of me? You want a piece of me? You want a piece of me? And he's like, no, I want two. And he rips him in half and is like, damn! That was so badass. Like...
Melody.
Just if I'm going to keep digging, use TNT. I don't know if that works right now with the griefing off, does it? Does TNT still work properly with the settings like the way we have them?
There was actually 3 full Chex Quest games, but I think the third one might have been just by fans.
I like the Burger King ones better.
I only have one of them.
Specifically Sneak King.
Yeah, I keep forgetting which one I have right now, and every time I'm at a place, I think, oh, do I have that one or the other one? And don't want to end up with duplicates, but I did end up buying another copy of Tetris Evolution by accident.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Sneak King was the peak of digital Burger King-based entertainment. It's just so creepy and wrong. But it's like...
Hey, if you really hated that mascot, you just buy that the Fight Night boxing game, and he appears. You can punch him out then.
Right.
There.
But yeah, the Sneak King, like...
I think it was like Fight Night Round 2.
Yeah. Like, can you create your own characters in that game?
Oh, which one?
In Fight Night Round 2.
Fight Night?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it would be funny as fuck to make your character fucking Ronald McDonald and then fight with the Burger King. Oh man, that'd be some shit right there.
I know there was an EA boxing game on the GameCube where you could play as Little Mac, and it had a ROM of Super Punch-Out built in.
Nice.
But I don't know if that was Fight Night Round 2 or if that was the Burger King one on 360.
You'll probably kill something. Alright.
I'm officially getting old.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to start writing down lists of the stuff I have versus stuff I want.
You know what?
Because
you know what people? You know what? There's a hack for that. There's a life hack for that.
It's called.
No.
What's it called?
Okay. You have your smartphone, right? You usually take it with you everywhere. Just take a picture of your fucking game shelves before you leave the house.
Well, the thing is, 90% of my games are in disc wallets, and the boxes are all crammed into my closets.
Ah, that sucks. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a little. That makes it a little more difficult. That I keep my boxes on display even when the shit's in wallets, just for that reason, because it's easier to fucking catalog your shit that way.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a smattering of like the top 5 or so games for each platform in a bookshelf right next to me, but that's just like my favorite games.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, you may need to make a list and keep a spreadsheet handy or some shit. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally bought a second copy of Captain America: Winter Soldier on Blu-ray 3D.
Sneak King Let's Play. Man, Sneak King. Here's the thing with Sneak King, right? Sneak King can be really fun to play. It gets old after a while. It does, but like for the first hour or two, it's pretty funny. Like, you know. So like it might be something okay to do like one video on, but I don't know if I'd like to do like a whole LP and like finish the damn game. Because there's a decent amount of content with that game, like, you know, not like a, you know, treasure trove of it, but like it's, you know, it's worth playing at least once. I'll say that for sure. You know, I thought it was pretty funny. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Because, like, the concept is just the most ridiculous shit ever, right?
Fight Night Round 3 had the Burger King. Fight Night Round 2 was Punch-Out.
Okay, the Round 2 was the Punch-Out one, okay. That's good to know, right?
Yep. Well, it's kind of useless when... it's useless to know that about the GameCube version, considering anything decent on GameCube is probably at least 2.5 times the price of its original MSRP.
Yeah.
Saw a full, complete box copy of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, and it was $299.
Oh, man. Yeah, I have that game right over here.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a Fire Emblem fan.
I know.
But it's just like, I know that's one of the rare and good, really rare, really good ones.
Yep. Fucking Ike. Oh, man. Yes. Destroy them.
You can only imagine how much the sequel Radiant Dawn on the Wii would go for.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Did you know that a lot of people thought that it was just a port
Oh, no.
of Path of Radiance, and so that's why hardly nobody bought it?
Oh, jeez. Man. I just didn't buy it because I didn't have a Wii. Like, you know, like... If I had a Wii at the time, or something that could play Wii games, I would have bought it. But yeah, like, I didn't buy a Wii because I kind of hated how much of the stuff on it was just, like, motion control shit. You know?
Yeah, there was entirely too much shovelware on the Wii.
Yeah.
There's no denying it, but
like,
I had next to none of it.
Right. Yeah, for me...
Because I knew how to find all the gems.
Right. Like I said, for me to really feel like buying a system, there has to be a good chunk of games that I want on it, or you know, like it can't just be like one game that it's like really enticing. Like, you know, if one game was enough to get me to buy a system, then I'd have a freaking PS3 because of Disgaea, right? You know, like.
But for the longest time, the only game you had on your 360 was Blue Dragon.
Well, the thing is, I bought...
That was enough of a killer app for you, though.
No, I bought the 360 not just because of Blue Dragon, but because I knew that Blue Dragon was the vanguard of an upcoming invasion of games that I wanted. You know, yeah, so like when I bought the 360, yes, Blue Dragon was the first game that I had on it and the only one that I had on it for a while, but I didn't need to go out and buy any of the other games on it because I was playing Blue Dragon at the time. You know, like...
Gotcha.
So
the killer app effect even hits you once in a while.
It does, but it doesn't. Like I said, it's something where if it was just Blue Dragon by itself, I may not have bought one. But because I knew there was more awesome shit on the way. Like, because I knew that it was backwards compatible and I'd be able to play Fable on it, and I was interested in Fable. And I did end up getting Fable. It was one of my first purchases after getting a 360, other than Blue Dragon. And then later on they did like a remastered version of it, and I bought the damn game again. You know, because my first time playing Fable, there was a point where I had played for like several hours, and then the game froze, and I lost my progress, and it sucked. And it was an error with the backwards compatibility programming, and not necessarily with the game itself. But it still sucked.
Yeah.
So,
it was like it.
That got
it
me
was
kind of
like. Yeah, it was kind of a technical miracle that for both the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One to be able to emulate their previous iteration hardware as well as it did for the games that they supported.
Yeah.
It was actually just nothing short of phenomenal because no one had ever done that before.
Yeah.
Previously, the only hardware that was able to natively do that was the PlayStation 3's first handful of models, and that was mostly because it had a PS2 more or less crammed into it.
Right. Well, in the PS2, like when it was emulating PS1 games, didn't have the PS1's chipset in it. Like it was like
they had absolutely mastered the PlayStation 1 emulation from top to bottom, which is why the PlayStation 3, no matter what model, will play PlayStation 1 discs.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 2 games, however, was another story. They put the standard chipset and the Emotion Engine chip into the CECH-A01 and CECH-B01 models, the 60 gig and the 20 gig launch models.
Yeah.
After that, the CO1, DO1, EO1, those had less PS2 compatibility because they were removing pieces here and there. The last model had the Emotion Engine chip taken out entirely, and they just boofed it up to mostly emulation at that point. But then when they released the Slims, or actually there was a model or two just before they released the Slims, that it would not play any PS2 games.
Right. Yeah, because I remember the slim PS2, like the PS3s. That's why I never ended up buying a PS3 was because, backwards compatibility was a pretty big selling point for me because it gave me a built-in library of stuff to play on it. Like
Right.
If I had the previous system and liked those games, and the new system comes out and is backwards compatible, it's like, oh hey, I can just keep playing my old shit on this new console, and I don't have to be in any hurry to get games on this. I can just wait for the good ones to come along.
Right.
So, but like I said, it's not the only thing that, like, if that's the only thing a console's got going for it, it's not going to sell me a system. Like, I wouldn't have really bought a PS3 just so I could have like Disgaea 3 and a bunch of backwards compatibility on it. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. Like,
But at least you and I would have been playing Dragon's Crown together.
yeah, we could have done that, I guess. But
I swear, the minute they announced Dragon's Crown on the Switch, you and me, man.
yeah, all of the titties.
Hey, I'm the one who likes to play as the Amazon who dances around like practically like a pole dancer with her pole axe.
Yep, that's why they call it a pole axe. Anyway.
Yeah. That's
because
the
it's
joke.
A stripper weapon. Anyway, but yeah.
Vanillaware does have another game coming out soonish. It's a remaster of Grim Grimoire.
Yeah.
It's another one that's right up your alley, like Aegis Rim.
It's one of those things where it's been on the frickin'
PS2.
Well, no, like the trailers for Grim Grimoire have been on NIS's channel for a while now. So, anyway, Omega
Boost.
PlayStation. No, I never played that.
Yes, that was Polyphony Digital's other big hit on the PlayStation. Or actually, it was more of a cultural hit on the PlayStation. It played like Panzer Dragoon, only with robot mechas.
Oh, nice.
You might have liked it, Hunger.
Yeah, well, like, I was interested in Panzer Dragoon when I first saw the trailers and shit for it because I saw all the FFVs and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like an RPG, and then I like saw the gameplay. I was like, I'm not really.
And then they made an RPG spin-off, which I had at one point. I tried to get you to come over and play it.
Was that Panzer Dragoon Orta? Or is
Saga.
Different one. Okay, yeah. So anyway,
Panzer Dragoon Saga. It's the 4-disc.
Saga, that one, yeah.
Yeah, it was like one of the only 4-disc games on the Saturn, and was. I wish that Sega would do a remaster and remake of that.
That'd be nice. Yeah,
because right now it's like probably $1,000 as a complete game.
Yeah, I really hope we get more of these like RPG, old school RPG remasters on the Switch. There are so many great RPGs out there that if they redid them on the Switch, I would just snap them right the fuck up. So, like, I hope the trend continues,
Well, did you like Lost Kingdoms? That one with the trading, the card-based combat?
Oh, I have the sequel on the GameCube, Lost Kingdoms 2. I don't have the first one.
So, rumor is... sorry, I got a bit of a indigestion. Yeah. The rumor is there's a remake of either one or both coming down the pike.
Huh.
It's all part of the whole Nintendo GameCube resurgence, remake, remaster. There's just a deluge of GameCube era remasters and remakes, many coming from Nintendo, and that's like the biggest rumor mill going on right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cross your fingers.
Right. With the kingdom of Arguil on the brink of destruction, a new heroine with a mysterious past emerges. Armed with the power of a magical runestone, she alone must summon guardian creatures to battle the invading evil force and uncover its terrible origins.
Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Also
wait,
moves.
That's Dragon's Lair.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, darn. Stream's over and we were just having a good conversation that's not nauseating.
Yeah, well,
Ain't that the luck?
Ain't that the truth? Anyway, all right.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and end off the stream here, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna go read a book. So,
Right.
and yeah, we'll be back to stream some Pokemon Scarlet tomorrow.
Sorry, I didn't show up at the realm stream.
Yeah, you're okay. You're okay. You were doing things. You're eating sandwiches. I get it. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. We'll be back to talk at you some more next week. And of course, as always, I hope everybody has a great day. Bye-bye.
This is the way it had to end.
Later.
Go over.
Yay!